Edie, can you see me? Have we started recording now?
Yes, it started. I'll be with you in a minute. You do the introduction. I'm just putting on a bit of lippy. Want to look my best for the big screen.
Okay, here goes. Welcome to Life in Lockdown, the second of a series of oddcasts from Albert and Edie. We'll be exploring what life is like for a couple of ordinary folk in the UK at the moment. My name is Albert and I'm 84, and hopefully I'll be joined by my wife of 58 years, Edie.
Here I am, Albert, and I'm glad to see you've got your trousers on this week.
Well, I thought I'd better do. Since the washing powder ran out, I've had to stop wearing underwear and I've been going commando.
Oh, Albert, that's too much information. Some of the viewers might be eating. Moving swiftly on, as many of you might be aware, shopping has become a bit of a challenge during lockdown, and we wanted to share some of our experiences of how to cope with the weekly shop. As I always say, look after the pennies and the pounds will look after themselves.
At the beginning of lockdown, things seemed to go a bit mad and certain products ran out completely. We had to improvise.
We've had to do some substitution in the tin food department. This has generally been okay, although adding prunes to the pasta sauce instead of tin tomatoes did change the overall taste of the dish somewhat. But let's look on the bright side. We've both been good and regular.
Mind you, it wasn't just the tomatoes that we couldn't get hold of. We couldn't get sheets of lasagna pasta either. So we used thin cardboard. Hardly tasted the difference.
Then there were the empty toilet roll aisles. Anyway, we found out that by tearing up the church notices into squares, it did the trick quite well. After all, fortune favours the bold.
Since we've been in complete lockdown, we haven't been out to shop, and instead we've been organising home deliveries.
It's not been easy. We've had to set our alarm clock for 4 in the morning to be able to get a delivery slot. After all, the early bird catches the worm.
Fortunately, once I take my hearing aids out, I can't hear a thing, so I don't have to get up for the alarm. Anyway, Edie's done a marvellous job at getting up, and it's meant that she's kept us fed really well.
The first week, it was Tesco's that came. After all, every little helps. Very handsome young man called Julian. Such deep blue eyes. Then the next week we had Sainsbury's, who evidently help you live well for less. Lovely young fellow called Wayne. Lovely head of hair. Then last week it was Aldi, where you can spend a little and live a lot. Really dishy chap called Simon. A lovely smile and such white teeth.
Anyway, I think that's quite enough, Edie. Anyone would think you were on the lookout for a new man in your life.
Well, after 58 years with you, you can't blame me for looking. If I could have ordered a click and collect toy boy, I'd have done it by now. Only joking, Albert. You're the man for me.
When the shopping's arrived, It's been really exciting to see what's come and what hasn't. We always tick the box to say substitutions are allowed, but we've been surprised by some of the changes.
Instead of half a dozen free-range eggs, we got half a dozen Cadbury cream eggs. A good excuse to have chocolate for breakfast.
Instead of cereal, we got a box set of the TV serial, Sex in the City. Quite good, if a bit racy.
Instead of face cream, we got ice cream, and it's done wonders for my complexion.
It's these little surprises that make life interesting, and we're glad for what we get. After all, you should never look a gift horse in the mouth.
Anyway, I think that's enough from us for this week. We hope to be back soon with more stories from life in lockdown.
Remember to keep your distance,
Clap the carers,
exercise locally,
and binge watch Midsummer Murders.
Bye for now.
Are we finished now, Albert? I'm going to have words with you about going on the international internet without any underwear. My mother always said you'd be trouble.